Today, we become legends.
Hey, my name's Inter, welcome back to the channel, and today, it's been a while, so we're going to be doing another Smite fun tier list. I'm going to be ranking all the gods based on how much I enjoy them on these various tiers. Quick plug for my Discord: if you want to share your own personal fun tier list in my Discord, you can go ahead and join that. We've got a few thousand people in there now, so you can chat to other people, chat to me. There's like Smite build bots and stuff if you need build help, and just general advice and stuff like that. So if you want to hop in, there'll be a link in the description down below. But without further ado, let's jump right in with Achilles, who I think sits in sometimes fun. Achilles from jungle is a lot more fun than Achilles from solo, in my opinion. Like actual full damage Achilles, where you can just burst people with his like AA cancels and stuff, he's more fun in that regard than he is from solo with like Bruiser or Tank, in my opinion. He's pretty close to being in the I am an enjoyer category, to be honest, but I'm not quite an Achilles enjoyer, I wouldn't say. He's just sometimes fun. Agni, I think, probably goes in the same spot. I do like a bit of Agni in mid sometimes, but he's nothing like super special to me. I do like the ult and the cool like one like interactions and stuff like that. Again, this guy's probably close to being up here, but I think we'll drop him here for now. There's definitely mages that I enjoy quite a bit more than Agni, but he's definitely fun in certain situations. AMC, I'm going to throw in boring, but not that bad. I wouldn't rather watch paint dry than play AMC, but it's pretty close. I really don't like AMC, he's super boring. Obviously, you can play him in mid, and mid hunters, they do have a little bit of a place in my heart. I'm a physical hunter enjoyer. Yeah, of course. I'm a physical mid enjoyer, and so a little bit of a special place there for physical mids. But to be honest, it's more so assassin mids and Ula, not necessarily AMC. I just don't find him that fun. He's just like a lot of lines. Hive management is okay, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not a big enjoyer. Arpuash, also same down here. He's so boring. It's just vomit 1, 2, 3 on people. Press your ult if you're getting dived in a team fight, basically. There's almost nothing fun about Puash. Fun in assault because he's so broken, but other than that, not really that fun. Amaterasu, I believe, is going to be the first one in the top tier. She has fallen off in enjoyment for me quite a bit. Like, back in, like, season 4 or 5, when I probably made my first ever one of these, like, fun tier lists, she was probably, like, one of my most favorite gods of all time. I still really like her design. I think it's super compact, designed really well. She's really fun to play. Ult is very impactful. Auras and stuff can help the team. Has a fun laning phase. Just a really great overall design, but she's not like in my top 5 or anything anymore, but I think she still deserves to be up here. She's a lot of fun. Anher, ooh, I'm definitely an Anher enjoyer, but is Anher more fun than sex? That's the question. I don't think so. But he is close. Anher is so much fun, dude. Pillar Impale is great. The ult hits super hard if you can land all the spears. You can do a ton of aggressive jump plays, like jump into Impale into a wall and stuff like that. Passive gives him really good boxing in lane. Shifting sands for like blocking people or just making a huge impact with the slow in team fights. Anher, a lot of fun to me. Anubis. Am I an Anubis enjoyer? That's the question. Or is he just sometimes fun? Also, by the way, I haven't mentioned this. This is going to be a tier list purely on how fun they are to play to me. It's not going to be anything to do with playing against them. That would be a different tier list, to be honest. And maybe if you want to see that, I can make one of those. But that would definitely be a different tier list because there are some gods that I find really fun to play, but I also hate playing against. And so if I was factoring that in, the tier list would look very different. Because Anubis, I hate playing against Anubis, but Anubis is pretty fun. I do have to say, I can see why people do enjoy him and play him a lot. But I wouldn't say I'm an Anubis enjoyer, to be honest, so I guess I'll drop him here. But like these three so far, he's kind of on the upper end of sometimes fun to me. Ao Kuang, I'm definitely an Ao Kuang enjoyer, especially when you can just farm people in ranked with him. Obviously, right now, he's insanely strong, basically permabanned in ranks. You can barely get him, but when you can, a lot of fun. I tend to not play him too much in casuals, because he's one of those gods, kind of like Baka, where it's just like, you're playing Ao Kuang in casuals, really? Like that kind of pick. But I do enjoy him a lot. The ult is super fun to use. Big shred, big late game damage. Just a lot of fun. Aphrodite. Boring, but not that bad, I think. I think with her recent rework, she might actually go up here. She is on the lower end of it, but I think support Afro is actually a lot of fun to play with, like pocketing someone and just making sure they stay alive. There is a lot of satisfaction in doing that. And obviously, as I said, this isn't anything to do with how frustrating the god is to play against. This is purely me playing them. And I think the support Afro playstyle is more fun than the damage Afro playstyle. So I think she does move up to sometimes fun, actually. I think Afro can be sometimes fun to play. That might be a shock to some of you guys watching. You know, I'm an Afro hater, but I'm mainly an Afro hater when I'm playing against her because her design is so frustrating. If I'm the one playing her, dude, I'll just make the enemy suffer. I don't care. That's a lot of fun. Apollo... Boring, but not that bad. I feel like a lot of hunters are going to be down here, mainly because I just don't enjoy hunters. They're probably my least favorite class. Yeah, in fact, they're definitely my least favorite class. So probably there will be a majority of hunters down here, but there are some that I enjoy a lot, like Anher up here. Ula will be probably in the top tiers when I get to him. Apollo's just, you know, it's whatever. He's kind of a generic hunter. The ult is kind of okay, I guess, to like split push and make impacts in team fights, but not that fun. Arachne, boring, but not that bad as well. Just W keying at people. It can be alright sometimes, but it's not really particularly my playstyle. The ult just feels really bad to use. Oftentimes you have to use it as an escape. I just don't really enjoy Arachne that much. Ares, sometimes fun. Big fatty Ares pulls, big fatty chain damage, can always be fun, but I wouldn't quite consider myself an Ares enjoyer, I won't say. Artemis, again, sometimes fun. She was actually my first main, believe it or not, when I was like an arena main. I just spammed Artemis and Nemesis. I actually have a display downstairs of Convention 2012 Artemis, because she was my first main. But she's actually not that fun, to be honest. I found much more fun characters. Oh, my light died. You know what? That lighting looks fine to me. I'm just going to leave it off. Yeah, Artemis, she used to be so much fun for me, but I've definitely found characters I enjoy more in the game now. She was just my first main. Artio. Sometimes fun. The ability spam can be fun to just like run people down, the cripple and stuff. Again, playing against Artio is absolute pain, but playing as Artio, I don't mind it. It can be fun sometimes, especially from solo. Athena, I'm definitely an Athena enjoyer, I would say. That ult can make huge impacts. The taunt, you can just kill people with, basically. The reach autos are surprisingly fun to use. Just a really overall enjoyable, well-designed god, in my opinion, and not even that frustrating to play against for the most part. Atlas. This might be a hot take. I think Atlas is really boring. All he has is the 2. That's literally it. Like, the 2 is great, and I do enjoy the 2. But that's kind of it. Like, the 1 is really boring unless you can maybe hit a big fat pull with, like, 1 into 2. But again, that's kind of just the 2, right? The dash is fine, I guess. The ult just feels bad to use. Even though it does a lot, it does do a lot. It just feels like you're not making much of an impact with the ult. Even though you are, but, like, it just feels bad. Awilix straight up to the top. I've made my own dedicated video on why Awilix is one of the best designs in Smite. I might make more videos in that series potentially if you guys enjoy that one. But just really well designed. Further step plays to like use immunity frames and stuff like that. Getting knockups from the side and back to make sure you can activate the ult. Using the ult for steroids. Suku is really cool. Just a generally great design god that's pretty much always fun to play. Baba Yaga. I don't really play Baba, to be honest. So that probably means she's in boring. She's not that bad, but I guess that is the tier, boring but not that bad. So yeah, we'll drop Baba down here. The main fun thing about her is the ult, to be honest. But other than that, eh. Bacchus, I'm definitely a Bacchus enjoyer. If I want to go like a more damage-heavy support and just nuke people, Bacchus is absolutely the pick I go to. Belly Flop always feels super impactful and great to use. You can use Breastplate of Regrowth on him now with his 1 and just run people down. The ult, since they made the DR changes, the intoxication is always 6 seconds and it actually makes a way bigger impact than you think. Just a lot of fun. Bacchus, completely a lot of fun. Bacchusura, I think we'll drop in sometimes fun. The only time Bacca is fun is when you're just pub stomping people, invading their entire jungle with Golden Blade and eating everything, and that can be fun. That absolutely can be fun, but Bacca in general, like his playstyle in like actual team fights, isn't that fun. It's just like, I'm going to press 3 and then hold W on you and maybe press Alt if I need CC immunity or AoE damage. And that's pretty much it. Baron straight up to the top. A great design. A little bit frustrating to play against, but not even that bad. But to play as, Baron's super fun. Simple, fundamental kit, really. A passive that boosts like all of his different effects. And then the 3-2-1 combo. Good poking. The ult is really good for picking people off. Ton of fun to play Baron. Bastet. I find Bastet really boring, dude. She was way more fun when she had the, not the old ult, but the old ult, where she summoned the 2 cats at her side and it replicated her abilities. That was way more fun, in my opinion. I actually like that ult design way more than the one she currently has. I don't think it fits in her kit very well to have, like, a big, like, Fenrir-style, like, CC in her kit. It just doesn't really fit her playstyle that well, in my opinion. But she can be okay. She's not going to be in the bottom tier, but Bastet, pretty boring. Bellona, like Amaterasu, she is up here for sure. I really like her design, but she has fallen off with me a little bit over the years. She used to be my #1, like, most fun god. But now, she's been crept a little bit by like other designs that I like more, but she's still a ton of fun. The weapon switching mechanic is great. She's designed to kill hunters, my mortal enemy in Smite. A ton of fun with that. But Bludgeon hits super hard, tons of lane pressure from Bludgeon. Just a generally really fun god. She's absolutely still up here. Cabrakan, I think I'll go sometimes fun, and this is mainly when you're just building him like either bruiser or full damage, like from jungle or something like that. That's when Cabrakan's fun. When you can just run in with your 1, 2, and one-shot someone, that's when he's fun. I don't really like Cabrakan tank that much, but that's kind of the definition of this tier. He can be sometimes fun with the right build. Camazotz, I don't really like him that much. I think I'm going to put him in boring, but not that bad. He's just like 2 lines, and that's kind of your entire game plan, and then you ult someone. I do like the healing part of him. It's kind of cool, but they did destroy that in the 10.3 patch. I don't know. I just don't have that much fun playing Kama, to be honest. Cerberus, probably down here as well. I mean, he hits super hard, so if you want a Guardian that absolutely chunks people, because he has like 30 flat pen on his 2 for whatever reason, that can be okay sometimes, but I don't really have that much fun playing Cerberus, to be honest. Cernunnos, down here as well. I know a lot of people do like Cernunnos, and his 1 is kind of cool, but other than that, I don't know. I guess there's the dash cancels as well, where you like dash through someone to AA cancel. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll put him up here. I think he deserves to be above like Apollo and AMC. He's definitely more fun than those two, so we'll drop him into sometimes fun. Chak, I am definitely a Chak enjoyer, and this has changed a lot. I used to really not like Chak. I thought he was super boring. But when you build Chak full damage, he is insanely fun. And even when you build him like Bruiser, I still enjoy him now. I think he's a lot of fun. He's got a lot of quality of life buffs over the years to make him like more playable and more interesting. And I think definitely a lot of fun. Changa is so boring. So boring. Probably doesn't deserve to be in the bottom tier. I'm kind of reserving this for like the gods that literally I would rather watch paint dry, as the tier says. So Changa doesn't quite belong down there, but she's just like spam 1 and 3. That's kind of it. I guess you can use the immunity and stuff. The ult is okay. That's why she's like up here. She's not like completely boring, but yeah, not that fun. Charybdis down here. I'm sorry. The auto attacks are the one cool thing about Charybdis. Everything else is so clunky and terrible and unfun to use. The 1 is so weird. Not the 1, sorry. The 2 is so weird. The 3, I guess the 3 is okay to use, but like the ult, who designed that ult? It doesn't fit with her character. It barely works correctly. It's a disgrace to Scylla's ult. That is one of the most fun things to use in the game. She is an embarrassment. If you main Charybdis, I hate you. This god is so boring. How actually, maybe I don't hate you. Maybe I respect you, because how do you play this god without blowing your brains out? So boring. Chernobog, probably also here. Actually, nah, let's not overuse that tier too much. We'll drop him here. The main fun thing about Chernobog is actually the dash. Like being able to dash into walls, double hit with it and stuff like that. I do enjoy that about Chernobog, but he's just very basic in terms of you just spam 1-2 at people and then auto attack. The ult, I guess, can make plays, but it's similar to Apollo. Like, being able to ult across the map doesn't make a god automatically fun for me. He's just okay. Chiron probably deserves to be above the other hunters down here, so I will put him in sometimes fun. Can be built ability based? Probably should be built ability based. And Shunk's pretty hard. The ult is like the main cool thing about him, I guess. Other than that, he's just okay. Sometimes fun. Kronos. I don't like Kronos, dude. I really don't like Kronos. I don't really know why. Maybe it's the ult just feels kind of bad. I can't really put my finger on why I don't enjoy Kronos. I probably should, but every time I play him, I'm just so bored, dude. Cleaner. I'm definitely a Cleaner enjoyer. I am trash at her. Don't let me pick her in ranked. I will feed. But I think she's a really, really cool design, and she can be a lot of fun when you get the hang of her. The dash, where you can like cancel it and like 180 and do the burst damage to people, is super cool. Being able to go into walls, having 2 ult charges that you can use for like different utility and stuff like that. The invisibility mechanic, where you're hidden from one specific person, is very skill testing. Just a really cool design overall. One of the best designs in Smite, in my opinion, but she takes a lot to get the hang of, and I haven't quite got the hang of her yet. I think if I was a really good cleaner, she might be up here, but for now, she's just gonna be down here. I am definitely a Cleaner enjoyer. Cthulhu. I feel like I should enjoy Cthulhu, but I don't really. I guess I'll put him in sometimes fun. Like, from solo, he can be alright, I suppose. The ult's kind of cool. His base kit just feels a little unimpactful. I think that's my problem with Cthulhu. When you're ulting in a team fight, it's really fun, but when you're just, like, doing the Maya and then warning people, the dash feels a little weird to use sometimes. I don't know. I just don't really enjoy him that much, but he can be sometimes fun. Cuchulainn, I'm definitely an enjoyer. Absolutely. Stand switching warriors are my jam, as you know, King Arthur. He's a little bit of an odd stand switcher, but I do enjoy him. A lot of lane pressure comes from that rage form, and if you can time it right in team fights, he can make a big impact as well. Being able to just burn the rage form ult, like to clear minion waves, or just poke at the end when you're about to detransform. Rage management is a cool mechanic, making sure you have the 2 ready to, like, not transform if you don't want to transform at the correct time. Just generally a really fun god. Fairly simple, other than the rage mechanic, but generally really fun. Cupid is really, really, really boring. I think he's down here. The two just feels like you make no impact. You obviously do, but it feels like you don't. The 3 is just a dash. It's passive attack speed, so you don't even have to use it. You just get some passive stats, which is really boring. He is basically 2 abilities. He is Heart Bomb and he is ult. And I guess if you enjoy doing that in team fights, you might enjoy Cupid. For me, that's just so boring. I really don't enjoy him. In the laning phase, when you're not, like, looking for a kill, he just has 1 ability, basically. Not fun. Daji, sometimes fun. Daji can be fun sometimes. The ult is pretty cool, I suppose. The 2 has an interesting mechanic where if you hit from the back, you take less damage, so you can kind of use that for fun. And when you 3 in, you can 180 as you 3 to make sure you land at the back of the enemy and stuff like that. So there is some, like, cool stuff to Daji. I think she is interesting. If I was better at her, I might even be an enjoyer. But for now, she's just going to be in sometimes fun. Danzaburo, down here. I barely play. In fact, I don't know if I've ever played this guy. I might have played him for, like, 1 game at release, maybe 2. And I've never touched him again. His kit, when you look at it, seems kind of fun, especially the ult rocket, but to me, it's just... I really hate this guy. I never enjoy playing him. Discordia, sometimes fun. I do like the 1-2 spam that you can do with the 3. The ult is... whatever. Not a huge fan of the ult, but she can be sometimes fun, for sure. My boy, Erlang Shen. He's down here now. Before the rework, he was up here. He definitely was. But since he can no longer knock up, he is obviously not more fun than Sex. So, yeah, Erlang, after the rework, he's just a sustain machine, pretty much. He just plays way too much for the long fight. And I like going for the long fight. I'm a solo laner, but Erlang is way too heavy in that direction now. It feels like he has no potential to, like, kill or burst people. He's just going to sit there boxing you and eventually win the trade. And it's really not that fun. Revert the rework. Give Erlang his knockup back, and then it'll be a lot more fun. Eset, probably here as well. Can be played in support where she's more fun than in mid, in my opinion. Has some cool stuff too. Good objective secure with the ult. Spirit Ball max range is kind of cool. She can be fun, but she's nothing like super special to me by any means. Fafnir, I am an enjoyer. I'm definitely an enjoyer of Fafnir. The Dragon Form Coerce, probably one of my favorite abilities in the game, like top 5. Just boosting your whole team to, like, Shredder Fire, Giant Shredder Phoenix, or whatever. Really cool. Super team play oriented. Just a lot of fun overall. Fenrir, sometimes fun. Fen, it kind of depends. He's very easily countered, and if the enemy knows what they're doing and can counterpick you, he can be completely unfun, but... the ult is good for, like, picking off tanks that don't have beads and stuff. You can do stuff like that. Brutalize, if you, like, force someone's jump and then, like, they're stunned or whatever, and you can get Brutalize to fully land, it can do a lot. But Fen, he's not super fun by any means, in my opinion. Freya... yeah, I'm not a Freya enjoyer. I think she goes here. She can be a lot of fun, you know, once you get late game and you just 2-1 and run through a whole team. Her ult hits surprisingly hard, but... in the laning phase, she's just a little bit boring, to be honest. Ganesh. I'm going to be honest, dude. I don't like Ganesh that much. I know a lot of people simp over this guy, and they'll be sad if I put him down here, but I think he is down here. The 1 just feels so unimpactful. The 3 into ult combo is kind of cool, I suppose, and the silence is alright. Maybe he should be here. Yeah, go on then. We'll bump him up once here. I don't think he's as bad as, like, Apuash and AMC and Bastard and stuff. Yeah, he probably deserves to be up here, but he's not anything great in my opinion. Geb, straight up here. I love Geb. One of my favorite Guardians to play. The shield plays so satisfying when you like save a teammate or cleanse a CC off them and stuff like that. Can hard counter certain matchups like Fenrir and Nox. Blink ults into 2, no DR on the 2, you can stun people for fucking ages. The rollout is fun to use. Anti-crit passive is good for this meta. Geb, super fun, one of my favorite supports. Full damage Geb, also surprisingly fun. You just blink in ult into like basic attack with poly into 2 and people just die. People just evaporate. Gilga. Final K is going to hate me for this. I really don't like Gilga. I think he's really boring. Maybe it's because I'm just not good with him. I don't know. I feel like I should like him because he's like an auto-attack warrior, kind of. But even the dropkick. The dropkick is super fun when you can make a good play with it, but it feels like it misses way more often than it should. It feels super bad when you do miss it. I don't know. Gilga's just not that fun to me, really. Guan will put in sometimes fun. Cavalry charge mix-ups where you can jump off the horse early and like preempt people's beads and stuff like that is a lot of fun. The 3 absolutely shreds. Being able to heal in late game team fights is nice. Just a kind of fundamental basic god, but definitely enjoyable for sure. Hachiman down here with a lot of the other hunters. There's nothing really special about Hachiman that separates him. I do like his 3. I'll give him that. The 3 where you can use it aggressively to stun. It's similar to Anher where like his jump has a lot of aggressive utility and I like that on a hunter. But other than that, everything else about his kit is like super boring in my opinion. Hades, to play as is sometimes fun. I can enjoy a little bit of Hades solo sometimes. Sometimes just dominating the lane with 0 effort can be kind of fun. And just blowing people up. But late game, he's not as fun. Hebo, straight up here. Again, this is another evidence that this tier list is not playing against them because Hebo will be down here. Oh, who did I just move? Cleaner? Where's Hebo gone? There we go. Yeah, but for this tier list, Hebo definitely up here. Just being able to blink in, delete people in the late game once you hit your 3. A lot of fun. Just this god is just fun, like straight up. Himdelier. More fun than these hunters, for sure. His ult is kind of cool. The 2 like horn cancels for the knock up into more basics, kind of cool. The vision aspect of him. On paper, his kit sounds like it would be up here, but it's mainly just because he's a hunter. I don't really enjoy the hunter playstyle that much. If this was like redesigned to be an assassin kit, I think I would enjoy Heim a lot more than I do. But he's still pretty fun. He has a lot of cool mechanics within his kit. Hell, I would rather watch Pain Dry than play Hell, to be honest, dude. She's just, I'm gonna vomit abilities everywhere. All of her abilities feel like they don't really have much impact, but because there's so many of them, you can, like, just make a lot of impact with her when it feels like you're not. The 2 in Light Stance is the only reason why I would consider moving her up here. Is that... Maybe it is. I'm going to put her up here. Light Stance Cleanse is the only thing saving Hell. That can be a ton of fun if you're good with it to make plays with. Kind of like Geb Shield in a way, just to save your teammates. And I do think Support Hell is more fun than Mage Hell, and obviously Support Hell has become a lot more meta with the 10.3 changes similar to Afro. Hera. I do like Hera, actually. I wish I was a little better with her, because she's really broken in my opinion. I think she's like a top 5 mage right now, and people are underrating her. But in terms of just like fun and not power level, she's pretty fun. The 2 into 1 is nice. The 1's animation is just super crisp. I love the 1's animation where you like throw minions and Argus fist them. Super cool. The shield is nice for keeping her safe. Big Argus drops in team fights, always going to be satisfying. Hera's pretty decent. Hercules straight up here. Probably, I think he's my highest worshipper god. The most consistently fun god over like my entire time playing Smite, I think. I've never not enjoyed just like locking in Hercules for a game. The 2-1 combo obliterates people. The 3, you just heal like 600 when you dive the backline. The ult flattens people. The passive allows you to make insane plays early game with the free power that it gives. Herc is just fundamentally insanely fun. Anyone that plays tanks and you don't play Hercules, just play him. Just play him. He's so much fun. You can play him in support. You can play him in solo. You can play him full damage in random side modes. A lot of fun. Just a ton of fun. Horus. I think we'll throw him in sometimes fun. This is probably up from the last time that I did this tier list, because I feel like I should like Horus. I think his ult just doesn't really fit with his character that much. It feels like his 3 and his ult were designed for one character, and his 2 and his 1 were designed for another. He feels like a split character in a way, where like he has 2 different like halves of a kit. And I guess that can work. The 2-1 combo, always going to be satisfying to land and does absolutely tons of damage. And then the ult and the 3 are fun to use, but he just feels a little bit incohesive in my opinion. That's the only reason he isn't a bit higher. Because like on paper, his kit is like really cool. Hu Yi, we'll throw him in sometimes fun. One of my more enjoyable hunters. The ult into like stun is cool, triple bounces obviously. The jump is nice for like aggressive plays as well, if you can like jump in to get the knock up into stun or whatever. That can be good. But he's a hunter. I don't enjoy many hunters. Most hunters won't be above sometimes fun, other than specific ones that I really enjoy, like Anho and Ula. Hu Yi is decent though, one of the more fun hunters in my opinion. Hun Bats, people are going to hate me for this, but he's down here. He just is. He's just an ult bot. I don't really... His 2 is super annoying to use. It gets cancelled out all the time. The 3, I feel like maybe it's a skill issue, but I feel like the 3, when I throw it, I try and TP, and then it like waits until it's bounced to the next target and TPs me at them, and that's super annoying. His jump is really slow and also like kind of hard to auto-attack with afterwards. He's just a very old design that I feel like needs a bit of an update. A lot of his kit just feels really janky and weird, and it is a little bit of an ult bot, so I think he goes down there. Let's zoom out a bit. We're getting too many placements here. Ishtar. So as much as I hate Ishtar, I think she is kind of fun. The steroid, especially now they've nerfed it quite a lot in a bunch of different areas, the steroid is really cool. It's sad for like Hachiman and stuff like that have just been absolutely power creeps by it, but it is cool to have like 3 different unique auto attacks that all fit a different situation, like strike shot for wave clear, spread shot for objective damage and up close damage, and then whatever the other one is, Storm Shot, I think, for like ranged AoE poking. Not AoE, just ranged poking. Her ult feels fun to use, especially when you can combine it with her dash and stuff like that. The dash, again, it's one of those hunter dashes that can be used aggressively for damage and positioning, and I like that a lot. I think if I enjoyed hunters more, I would have Ishtar higher. It is purely because she's a hunter, and I just don't really enjoy that playstyle too much. His army's down here. She is just a win lane for free with your basic attacks bot. And that's it. The ult is the only thing that's kind of cool about her, and even then it's not that cool. It's just a big AoE silence. It's basically Chak ult, but you're not the ult. You throw the ult instead, and it's smaller. Yeah, not fun at all. I really don't like his army. Giannis is up here. Again, to play against, Giannis is in the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. I hate playing against this god, dude. A good Giannis player will make you suffer, will make you want to quit Smite. A good Giannis player is so annoying to play against, but I'm decent at Giannis myself, and when you can do the things that they are doing to you with like ult through the wall, one-shot combos, just zipping around the fight with like 17 different portals, this guy's so much fun. He's in the meta now as well, after they gave him 16% pen for free on his ult. Definitely a ton of fun. One of my most fun mages in my opinion. Jingwei. Hydrogen is the only one keeping Jingwei out of the bottom tier. The Hydrogen one-shot build is so much fun to use, but other than that, she's just kind of boring. It's similar to Izanami in that Jing doesn't win lane for free, but she stalemates the lane for free because she can just dash out of anything and then fly back to lane whenever she gets poked out. She has the ult if for whatever reason she gets caught out, which you probably shouldn't, but even if you do get caught out, you have the ult as a get out of jail free card. It's kind of a boring playstyle in my opinion, but the Hydrogen one-shot build, very fun, and that's why she's up one tier. Jormungandr... Who enjoys this guy? I feel like there are Jormungandr enjoyers out there, and I don't know if it's just for the skins, because this guy has some of the best skins in the game. Like, absolutely hands down some of the best skins in the game, and his model is great for making cool skins. But to actually play this guy, it's so boring, dude. It's so boring. The ult is just a get out of jail free card, and I guess it's cool disruption in team fights, but like... I don't know. There's nothing really redeeming about Jormungandr. But he's not quite down here with some of these other ones, but he's just so boring. Kali, I'm definitely a Kali enjoyer. She's one of the few gods I like that's a left-click W playstyle. Purely because she can just hyper carry so hard. I just came off of a ranked game where I went like 17-3 with Crit Kali, just like 1v5ing people. And that's why she's fun. She can just absolutely dominate on your own, pretty much without team assistance. And that's pretty fun to do sometimes. Khepri up here as well. Similar to Geb, but I enjoy Geb more. probably because you can be a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, being able to save your teammates with that ult is always going to be super fun. The 2, surprisingly fun to use when you can like hit an ally with it, give them the damage mitigation and stuff like that. If you can hit an ally and an enemy, very good for protection shred and mitigations on your own allies. But other than that, there's nothing that would make me put him up here. But Khepri, super fun. I think pretty much everyone enjoys playing as Khepri. King Arthur, straight up here. You'll see him in my... Well, you won't see him in my intro. You'll hear him in my intro. Today, we become legends. That's King Arthur. His have fun voice line. Pretty much, I think anyone who's watched me for a while will know that I super enjoy King Arthur. I haven't played him as much recently, and he's not been as fun as he used to be since they reworked Glad Shield, but... still an insanely fun god. Just vomit abilities on people. There's actually a surprising amount of different ways to use his ability kit rotation. People just think you vomit everything in a random order. Good Arthur players will use their abilities in the correct order and the correct way and use it for different situations and stuff like that. But just a really fun god. Absolutely enjoyable. Kukulkan. We'll throw him in sometimes fun purely for the ult. I don't really like his base kit that much. I do like the mana synergy passive, that's kind of cool. But it's purely just, if you hit a fatty ult on this guy, you get your entire dopamine rush for the whole game, and then you go back to pressing 3 on the minion wave. That's pretty much Kukulkan in a nutshell, and I think that defines the sometimes fun category for me. Kumba. To play as Kumba, he's okay. The ult is good for like setup. He has some of the most obnoxious CC in the game, which if you have a last spam macro can be pretty funny. You know, you're in your passive sleeping and then they're 1 auto away from getting you. You mez them and then you last spam and you get back up and run away. He's a good troll character. That's pretty much the only reason I enjoy him, to be honest. Kuzenbot, same thing. He's a great troll character. He does have some cool mechanics in his kit. I like the shell spikes refreshing cooldowns on his 1 and 3. That's really cool. Obviously, another one of my channel mascots, but not because I enjoy him that much. He's just funny. He's a good meme, you know. One of the most underpowered releases of all time. An absolute meme in the Smite community. Anyone who plays Kuzenbot is a meme lord. That's just it. Exac, if you're watching, your god's not that fun, bro. I'm sorry. Lancelot. Definitely up here. I haven't played him as much lately, but I spammed him at launch, dude. I've got him like 7 masteries just from launch, like launch month, basically. This guy's a lot of fun. Most of the Arthurian gods I do like, actually, surprisingly, which, you know, not just for the lore of them, which I think is really cool, but also their kit designs are all well done, in my opinion. The whole mounted up mechanic is really cool, having like 2 different options to dismount. It does have hard counters in like stuns and stuff like that, or him taking damage. The ult... It can be a little bit of a get out of jail free card, but you can use it aggressively for stuff, and then you get a dismount option. You can do like dismount option into ult into another dismount option. The 1 and 2 are basically just like Achilles, but in general, I do enjoy Lancelot a lot. But he's not up in the top tier for sure. Loki, prior to the rework, no joke, Loki was here. I used to actually really enjoy Loki a lot. He's cancerous to play against, I'll give you that. But to play as, Loki was a lot of fun. But he's moved down 1 tier since the rework. He's not quite as fun in my opinion. Not like as bursty. The new decoy is like a big low light of his rework. I just don't see a use for that ability a lot of the time, and his old decoy would have just been better, but I guess they didn't want to like leave it as like a split pushing like style of gameplay, so I can kind of see why they changed it, but his old ult was more fun in my opinion. Just old Loki was more fun, but also less fun to play against. I can see why they did the rework. He's a lot more tolerable now, but in terms of playing as him, he's a little bit less fun, but I do still really enjoy Loki. He's a lot of fun. Maui. I don't really play Maui, but I feel like if I played him more, I would enjoy him, so I'm going to put him here. The ult, you can just hit fatty Maui ults, dude. Every time I watch Genetics, I'm inspired to play Maui with the ults that he hits. It's absolutely beautiful. The 3, I feel like you can make big plays with that, like, isn't really being utilized when I play him, because I'm not as good. The 1 can be funny. Oh, sorry, not the 3, I meant the 2. The water teleport. The 3 is just like, whatever. It's a big AoE stun that does damage. I think, I don't play Maui that much, but if I did play him more and got the hang of him, I think he would be pretty fun for me. Medusa. Is she here or here? I think she's here. The ult is kind of cool. The dash can be used aggressively for like AoE cancelling and close range, but it does feel bad to get the dash blocked when you're trying to dash away. That's very sad. I do like her steroid. I think it's one of the coolest steroids in the game. Very powerful as well. Being able to strafe more in like boxing fights is pretty cool. But there's nothing super special about Medusa. She just sits in the middle for sure. Mercury, I'm an enjoyer. I'm definitely an enjoyer. Those big fatty crits, always going to be fun. Golden Blade for free farm. Being able to ult up lanes and gank unconventionally is very cool. Yeah, nothing wrong with Mercury really, but he's not quite up in the top tiers. Merlin. Is he I think he's sometimes fun. I'm not really a Merlin enjoyer, but I feel like he is another one of those like Maui where if I played more Merlin, I think I would be a Merlin enjoyer. Yeah, it's just I don't really play him that much. He has a really cool kit. I like his design a lot, but I don't play him enough really. Morgan Le Fay. Am I an enjoyer or is she more fun than sex? That's the question, boys. That's the question. I do like her a lot. But I don't think she's on the level of the picks that I have up here. But she is one of the upper tiers of enjoyment in the I am an enjoyer category. Tons of self-peel, which is really cool. You just drop your 1 and your 2 on yourself in team fights, and you can just peel people off of you really well. Missing health heal on the ult is cool. Does so much damage. The passive, like, rune system is kind of cool. Just a fundamentally really enjoyable god. Another Arthurian god that I just like a lot. Mulan up here as well, I think. I didn't used to like Mulan as much when she launched, but I do like the idea of her like having to train up her abilities. She chunks so hard once you get them leveled up. Like she spikes insanely hard in like the early portion of the mid game when she gets all of her abilities ranked up and gets a couple of items online. The ult being able to cancel it is really cool. The 3 like being able to grapple to walls, I like that as well. She's just not quite in the top tier, but she's definitely enjoyable. Naja. Sometimes fun. Yeah, probably. I don't like Naja that much, but I don't dislike him, really. Ring bounces can be cool. Ultimate, just chunks. Absolutely. Neith. Is Neith sometimes fun? Yeah, I think she is. Ability-based hunters are much more my jam than auto-attack hunters, and Neith is obviously very ability-based. She's a lot more fun in mid than in ADC, because I just enjoy the mid role more than I enjoy the ADC role. And you can make cool plays with her ultimate if you're actually good at Neith, so I think she deserves to be up here. Nemesis, straight to the top. As I mentioned with Artemis at the start of the tier list, Nemesis and Artemis were my first mains when I was Arena Spammer back in 2014. Really fun god that stayed fun throughout the entire life cycle of Smite. She's not at the top of this category by any means, but super enjoyable. The shield plays that you can make, the ult where you can just pick off a tank and stuff, the double dash, the AA cancels that she has, which are completely insane. Really fun overall. We need to zoom out again, boys. We've got too many gods here. Okay, Nike straight down here. I just hate her. The 2 feels super janky. The ult is just I'm gonna survive, get out of jail free card style thing. Rend is okay, I guess. Maybe she's up here. Yeah, go on then. I think that was a bit of a gut reaction putting her down here. I think she's not as bad as some of the ones down here, but she's really not fun. I hate Nike. Nox, to play as, in support, is fun. In mid, not at all. So I'm going to put her in sometimes fun, because Nox support is something I genuinely do enjoy. But Nox mid, nah. Nah, get that out of my life. Nuwa down here. They ruined my girl when they reworked her. Old War was so much fun. One of my favorite gods back in the day. They turned her into a boring ult spam bot. And 2-3 combo bot. Who enjoys this god? I mean, a lot of people, apparently. I see new Wars everywhere, especially ones with high worshippers, so maybe people do enjoy her, but not me. Odin, sometimes fun. Kind of cool with, like, the 3, that you can, like, select different, like, forms for what you might want. Like, you just want 1 charge if you're trying to shred an objective, because you can buff the attack speed. You might want 3 for the stun and stuff like that. Bird Bomb is always going to be cool. The cage feels less impactful than it used to. I think it no longer reduces attack speed, and of course the walls can be broken, which they couldn't in the past. Phantom Shell exists as well, but still fun. I still do like Odin sometimes. Olaron is boring. Just, I don't enjoy this god. I don't really play him, and I don't enjoy him that much. The ult is the only thing that's kind of cool about him. Osiris, we'll put in sometimes fun. Sickle spam can be good. I do enjoy sickle spam, but other than that, there's not much that I like too much about Osiris. I guess I like his AoE cleave autos as well. Pele, I am a Pele enjoyer, definitely. Pele solo, Pele jungle, Pele mid. Sometimes I've got a couple of Pele mid videos up on my channel. She's super enjoyable. The ult feels really satisfying to use with like the lightning spark autos afterwards. The 3 is really cool as well. You can use it for camp clear. You can use it for running at people. 2 charges of the 1. Abilities that have multiple charges like that are always really fun to use in my opinion, because you just more often have an ability up. And having an ability up all the time, I don't know if you can tell I'm an Arthur main, having an ability up all the time is just fun. It's just simply fun. So yeah, Pele, very enjoyable. Persephone down here. She's so boring, dude. She was at least more fun before they reworked her. I guess it's similar to Loki, where they made her less fun to play with the rework, but they made her more fun to play against. And I guess that's the sacrifice you have to make. Her ult 2 was just so much cooler, dude. I wish they would bring that back in some way that isn't like quite as frustrating to play against. Poseidon. Yeah, I'm a Poseidon enjoyer, dude. Everyone loves to just 3 and Kraken like 3 people in a team fight. That is the entirety of Poseidon. Everything else about him is pretty boring, but that alone makes me an enjoyer of Poseidon. Super impactful, a classic of Smite, big fight Krakens. Just enjoyable in general. Raijin. I don't like Raijin, really. I was considering putting him up here because like the ult beats is kind of cool. You can do like taunt spheres and full damage, but... And I guess you can 3 aggressively with Raiju. Maybe he's here. But he's definitely on the lower end of sometimes fun. I don't really enjoy Raijin that much very often. Ra, I'm a Ra enjoyer. Absolutely. The ult, similar to Poseidon, it's a classic of Smite that just hits insanely hard. Ra snipes, they're iconic for a reason. It's super cool. Flashbangs are actually kind of cool as well. You play Blink Ra, you press your 2, and right as it's about to detonate, you blink in on 1 as well. And that does surprisingly high damage. The 1 has like 110% scaling or something nutty. So you can do big damage with the Flashbang combo. A lot of fun, Ra in general. Rama, one of my more fun hunters, but he is kind of just still one of those like left-click W hunters that I don't really enjoy as much. The redeeming quality, of course, is Rama snipes. Pretty much almost as iconic as Kraken and Raoul, but not quite. Zatman would disagree, but yeah. Rama, he's okay. I do enjoy him sometimes. He's one of my more fun hunters. Rat. I think I'm just a Rat enjoyer. He's not quite in the top tier, but the 4 different Acorns, even though they're not as cool as the previous Acorns, they're still really cool. The fact that you can go like different playstyles, you can go tanky Rat with like Protections Acorn, you can go Walking Fountain Rat with the Healing Acorn, Crit Rat, Standard Ability based Rat. There's so many different playstyles you can do with him, and his base kit is just, it's simple, but it's fun. You know, he's got big damage, big CC with the ult, engage, semi-global, always going to be fun. I think when he had the old Acorns before the rework, it was probably here, but for now, I'm just a Rat enjoyer. Raven is up here, though. Recently, as in like in the last year or 2, I've gotten way big into Raven. I didn't used to like him as much, and I actually preferred him before the rework until recently, when I've like really gotten to know his new kit and play him in solo a lot, I play him in jungle a lot. The 2 is super fun to use. He's really dive heavy, and I like that a lot. The ult, the damage mitigation it gives allows you to trade on people super hard. The passive shield, more impactful than you think. Raven is just insanely fun. If you like diving, and you're a solo laner or a jungler, try Raven. I think you'll like him. Scylla, is she up here with like Giannis and Hebo and Baron? I think she is, dude. Scylla is in my top 5 mages for sure. Just so much fun. You just 1 poly 2, someone dies. And then you 1 ult, someone dies, and then you have another ult to go, and then someone dies, and you have another one, and someone dies. Just almost as iconic as Ra snipes in that way. The Scylla pentakill ultimates, there's probably clips of those floating around the internet thousands of times. Just fundamentally a super fun mage. She just is burst mage in a nutshell, and I think she's one of the most fun burst mages there is. Serket. Sometimes fun, I think. I do like her poison mechanic. Double madness, like shooting 2 different targets with each blade of the madness is very cool as well. She is more fun with the crit playstyle, even though she's a little bit broken. I think she is more fun when she has that inherent crit. Tons of mobility, which can be nice for getting around fights and making plays, but I don't enjoy her like anywhere near as much as I would enjoy like Rat or Lance or Mercury or Loki up here. Set. So this is another one that I think I would enjoy a lot more if I was good at him, but he is one of the more demanding gods to play in the game, and I'm just going to put him in sometimes fun because I'm not as good at him as I would like to be. I think he would move up a tier if I was better at Set, because I do like the fundamental playstyle of his kit with summoning a bunch of clones, skewer hitting super hard. A little bit left-click W, but in a good way in my opinion. He's like kind of left-click W, but also semi-ability based, and I like that. Shiva. I'm going to be honest, dude. Shiva's just boring. I thought I would like him at launch, but he's just like, his neutral is just, I'm going to be a 1-2 bot. His dash is boring. His ult is boring. There's just no real redeeming qualities about Shiva, to be honest. Skadi down here, Yeah, down here. You just press Skadi on, you play as Calder and you just press Skadi on people, and then that's the god basically. And if Skadi's about to die, you press your ult to full heal Skadi, and then you as Calder are throwing basic attacks at people. Boring. Insanely boring. The only funny thing about this god is pressing your 3 and people sliding into towers, and that is funny, I will admit, but it's not enough to bring her out of bottom tier. Sobek. I'm therefore a Sobek enjoyer. In solo, he's a little boring because he just stalemates the lane and there's not much you can do about it and not much you can do as the Sobek player, but from support he's more fun, and also in team fights as a solo laner he is fun. He's just not as fun in the laning phase, but Pluck, very iconic. Basically kills people if they don't have beads if you hit it in a late game team fight. The mana regeneration on the ult is also pretty cool. I like Sobek. Sol, I'm a Sol enjoyer. Definitely. One of the few like auto-attacking ranged characters that I do like. You can play her more ability-based as well. You can just build full power, and then you throw 2 and ult, and it chunks people insanely hard. One of the most OP releases of all time, and I spammed her at release, but she's still fun now, even when she's been nerfed down quite a bit. Sun Wukong. I used to think Wukong was insanely boring, but now I think he's just okay. He can be fun. I like his poking playstyle in a way, the Jingu Bang. The ult, it feels like a little bit of a get out of jail free card, a little bit boring in that way, but Wukong can be fun, I think. Susano, another one that goes in sometimes fun, but would probably be higher if I was better at him. One of the more demanding gods in the game, getting the air cancels correctly in between your 1 and stuff, and positioning correctly. But yeah, fun, but not that fun, and I think he will probably be up here if I was better at him. Sylvanas, probably here as well. Nothing super special about Sylvanas, but he is kind of fun, you know, big lane pressure with the autos, blink ults and stuff, kind of cool. The pull, obviously, the pull very iconic. Terra, probably here as well. I do like the whole, you know, being able to shatter different walls, get different effects and stuff, get the double dash. The ult is really impactful. It doesn't seem as impactful as it is, a bit like Atlas ult, I guess, but yeah, Terra's fun, for sure. I'm a Thana enjoyer. I'm absolutely a Thana enjoyer. I feel like who isn't a Thana enjoyer? And I want to ask you why, because this god is just fundamentally a lot of fun. You just burst people down, having an execute is always going to be good. Early game domination, zoom around the map with your 2 at targets. Thanatos is just fundamentally fun. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't really enjoy playing as Thanatos. Playing against him can be annoying, but playing as him, I feel like no one would have him below here. He's just a fundamentally really fun design, in my opinion. Morrigan. So she's another one that if I was better at her, she would probably be higher. It's the question of whether I'm a Morrigan enjoyer or if she's just in sometimes fun. I'd say I'm a Morrigan enjoyer, to be honest. Her base kit of like stealthing in and then like 1-2 comboing people with Polly for like big burst damage. And then the ult is very skill testing, but it can be super fun to just like go in, nuke someone, and then transform into like their jungler and nuke someone else. Like, she's just pretty fun. When the bugs strike, not as fun. But still, yeah, really good. Thor up here, absolutely up here. One of the fundamental most fun gods in the entire time I played Smite. Stun double tap, always going to be cool. Semi-global ultimate that leads to a basically true combo of like your entire kit. Super good. Can we play Bruiser from solo? Can we play full damage from jungle? Even Thor support I've seen work sometimes. Just fundamentally really fun. Thoth, I'm a Thoth enjoyer. One of my top mages, but not quite as good as like Hebo and Baron and Scylla and stuff that's up here. But yeah, I always enjoy Thoth. The artillery mage playstyle is very cool. He is just lines, but other than that, there's no real complaints I have about Thoth. I think it's really cool. Tiamat, another one that I think I would enjoy more if I was better at her, but she's super hard to play. There's a lot of these in the sometimes fun category that would move up one tier if I was better at them. I really do like her kit design. I think it's really complex and really cool. There's a lot of decisions you have to make, but I'm just not as good with her as I would like to be. Tsukuyomi, I'm an enjoyer, for sure. The ranged assassin playstyle is something I'd wanted in Smite for a long time, and they finally brought it with Tsukuyomi in like Season 6, I think. Really enjoyable. You can play from solo, you can play from jungle, hits super hard, has really good poking for an assassin. I like the getting a ranged auto after year 1 and 3, that's a really cool mechanic. Just super enjoyable. Tia up here as well. Tier, another fundamentally just fun warrior. Not as fun as Herc. Definitely not as fun as Herc, but he's absolutely up here. He's probably close to being in the top tier, to be honest with you. You know, Fearless is just fundamentally great to use. I enjoy it a lot. Ula. I'm an enjoyer, but is he more fun than Sex? That's the question, boys. I feel like since I have, like, Anher and Sol up here, I think he has to move up a tier, dude. Ula's just so much fun. He's, like, the most fun hunter, absolutely. I enjoy ability-based hunters more, so that helps, but, yeah, he's basically a ranged assassin. That's pretty much how he plays. He's not really a hunter, he's a ranged assassin that's ability-based, and I like that playstyle a lot. Vamana. Boring. Left-click W playstyle. I hate it. He's an ult bot, basically. Not enjoyable at all. Vulcan, sometimes fun. Hitting max range fatty ults, the meatball memes, turret stuff. He's okay, but not like one of my top mages by any means. Jibalanke. Less fun since they removed the stun on his ultimate. Bowlers are kind of cool. I think I'll drop him here. He's more fun than like the hunters that I have down here, but he's nothing special. Xingqian. Probably same thing. I do enjoy Xingqian sometimes. I'm a little bit jaded as I was a Bellona main in Season 2 and the best counter to Bellona was Xingqian. And so I played the Bellona versus Xingqian matchup hundreds of times at this point. Yamoja. So another one that I wish I was better at, but I think she actually is up here because her kit is so cool. I love Yamoja's kit. I think it's one of the best designs in Smite. And while it does cause balance problems, especially at the highest level of play, like if you're a good Yamoja, you have had a god that has been a top 3 support for like 3 years. Like, if you are good at Yamoja, you can just always play her, basically, unless you're in ranked, I guess. Because she's always going to be on top of the meta because her kit is fundamentally broken, but it's also fundamentally really cool and really fun and really complex, and I like that. Yumiya, sometimes fun. Freeze is always going to be impactful. You can build him a little bit of damage, and that's pretty funny as well. Wall plays, if you're a good Ymir, they can be insanely fun. Yu Huang, he's just a 1-2 bot. I guess there's the ult. Maybe the ult bumps him up 1 tier. I think the ult, like, it is quite hard to use, and it can be really impactful when you do use it and feels really good. Zeus, down here, 2-1-3 ult. That's Zeus. You're going to get dive super hardcore. If you can live the dive by putting your ult on yourself, congratulations, you won the game. If you can't, you're feeding ult 10. Zeus is very polarizing, and I don't think his like fundamental playstyle is even that fun, to be honest. Zhonghui, we'll put him in here. I can build him a little bit more bruiser from solo, and that's kind of cool. The ult is nice, but other than that, he's a very old design with not too much going for him, so I'll just put him in sometimes fun. Surtur, I'm an enjoyer. I think Surtur is one of the more fun warrior releases of the last few years. The ones in like infinite stacking mechanic, it's practically infinite. It's like 250 stacks. No one gets there in a real game. So it's basically an infinite stacking mechanic. His lane pressure is insane. The ult is like not as fun. I like his base kit a lot. The ult could be better, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get gods like that where you don't like one of their abilities. Mazikaras, I don't like him, man. I don't like him. He seems a bit too basic for me. It's just like press 1 and 2 on people, and then ult is 3. Isn't really an ability you use in fights that much. But it can be cool for like setting up like stealth traps and stuff, but it is what it is. Ishel, I've been spamming ranked since Ishel released. I've literally like played her once, and I've not played against her, so I don't really know. But from the look of her kit, I think I would be an Ishel enjoyer. I do like the design of her kit, especially her basic abilities. The ult is just a Nubis laser, but better, which is a bit lazy in my opinion, but I do like the design of her base kit a lot. Also, one of the best visual designs we've had in a long time, in my opinion. Not that I'm counting visual designs for these, it's just kit, but yeah, very cool. So that is my full fun tier list, boys. We have 14 gods in the top tier, 6 gods in the bottom tier. As I mentioned at the start of the video, if you want to share your own, there'll be a link to this tier list on the tier list website in the description, and also you can join the Discord and post it there, and we'll chat about them and stuff. I'll upload them off my Discord there. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to drop a like on the video before you leave, and I will catch you guys in another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.